To start the new video, we've come to one of Scotland's legends. This is John Ellis of Wellbank. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Keith. Welcome to Wellbank.
Cheers, mate.
The home of the do's.
How long have you been in the sport?
Oh, I've been in the sport since 1958. That's nearly 40 years now.
Yeah, a long time.
Yep.
Can you tell us about one or two of your best performances?
Well, I suppose the best performance, if we go far enough back, it was Wellbank Pride when she was first of the section and 8th open out of Wrens, which is 583 miles to me. And then I've since then been in the first dozen of the national many times.
Yeah, tremendous performance.
And then, of course, I was first and second out of the section out of Palmas. That's over 700 miles. I was 88th and I think 27th open in 1972 and 73. But I haven't competed in Palmas for a few years now.
Yeah. What sort of distances you like racing from? You like the longer distances?
Oh, well, I'm a long distance man. I mean, it's the long distances I like having a go at. Yep. They're the races. If I win from 400 miles, I'm thinking about how that bird's going to do from 600 miles, from Nantes and Wrens.
Yeah, it's a long way up here, mate.
Aye, but they can do it. Aye.
This is a cracking end, John. What's this one?
Well, this is Wellbank Reliable. She's won a gold award with the Scottish National Flying Club, and she won it by the time she was 3 years old. That was 5 times she won from 540, 580 odd miles.
Brilliant.
And her best performance was 8th open out of Sertilly.
How far is that, John?
540.
Oh, brilliant. What's her best nest condition?
Any condition.
Yeah.
A week on eggs or a little young bird. I mean, she had to fly in any condition to win the national 5 times. She's been 5 times in France and won every time. And she just went, I sent her to the race in good nick.
What system do you race your pigeons on in, John?
Oh, it's natural. I mean, natural system. I mean, that's all I know. I mean, I have, you'll see that little loft here. I mean, I hope to try a wee bit of widowhood and short distance for a bit of fun, but I'm not interested in it.
No.
I mean, it's the real long distance, and just get the birds set up for that.
Yeah, when do you pair your birds up?
They're usually paired up maybe the first week in March.
Yeah.
I come back to the 1st of March in the last 2 or 3 years, and it seems to work out.
How many actual pairs do you keep?
I often, I work on maybe 30 to 40 pairs, because a lot of them are not on the road. I keep good stock birds in and pair them onto a national bird, so that the mate's always at home.
Yeah. What's their preparation for a big long race then?
Pardon?
What's their preparation for a long race? Training?
Oh, I just get maybe 2 or 3 races up to 250 miles with the club. The Dundee, I'm a member of the Dundee District Flying Club.
Yeah.
And we fly them out to that far and then just jump them.
Straight in like?
But after that, they may go right back in another 3 weeks back to France again.
Yeah, so they can fly 2 long ones in one season.
Aye. Oh, I'll get them out. Sometimes some of them have to do it 3 times.
Yeah. What do you feed your pigeons?
I've altered it as the years go. I used to feed beans and wheat, and recently it was beans and maize, and I had a little Swenson's economy mixture through it now. But I mean, I'm no a fad in this feeding. I mean,
No, just basic good.
Aye, basic good
stuff.
food. Aye, plenty of it.
This is a scene inside John's natural loft, and the pigeons are all breeding at the moment. The nest boxes are nice and secluded. Here's another nice do, John.
Aye, she won for me last year. She was 76th open out of Sertilly at 540. And then I think it was a year before she was 56th, I think, again as well. Our 3 sisters and a brother have all won for the nationals. And she's actually bred the same as Wellbank Reliable in a bit, and as much as her sire is a full brother, and the dam was bred by the late Robert Strachan from one of his best pigeons.
Yeah, what's this pigeon's best nest condition?
What's she now? It's actually overdue. I just have her overdue a day and slip a little young bird in below.
This is John's grand old loft. On the right hand side he's got 1 or 2 woodward pigeons which he's trying out for this coming season, although he says he hasn't got much interest in it. The middle sections are for the young birds and the end sections are for the old bird natural racers. Grand old loft. What families of pigeons you raced in, John?
Well, I started way back, as I say, in 1958, and that was with Ed Fella Workington and Cumberland's birds. Now, they were gaffer barkers, and they were a good long distance family. They were flying up in the northwest England before the war, and I paired them on to the Robert Strachan Willie Wilson birds. Now, that was an immediate success, because the one for me for the start in the club, just luck, I think. And then I was friendly with old Dave Liddell of Forfar. Now, he was the real long distance man up here, way back in the 50s, and before my time in racing pigeons. And Dave and me swapped birds. Now, I got good birds for him, and I paired them into the Fells and the Strachans. And that was the gist of the family for a good while. And then John Reid and the Ogilvies, they come up for Stirling, they come up here, and we introduced them, and they introduced mine. And then, where did we go for there? Then the late Captain Tom Buchanan, he introduced, or he got me some birds for Bernard Miles, and Bernard and me become great friends, and we swapped birds. And I reckon the birds I have now pairing into my original family, which are sticklebats. I have a grandson of the T, and that cock has done well into my birds. Yeah. And also a Varique Ball Boston hen. I'm trying 1 or 2 birds now for Dennis Doyle lines, and we'll see how they go. So
yeah.
I don't stray far from my own line way back for the 50s. I just keep going. The one every year. I've won every year since 1962 in the Nationals, except 1980 when my father died. But I wasn't in the mood for dues at that time. That was in June he died, and it put me off the pigeons that year. And apart from that year, they've won every year.
Yeah, so you basically got your old family which you bring the odd cross in.
I bring these odd crosses in to keep them right. I mean, they would deteriorate, but they've done me well. I mean, I can always count on getting a time in.
Yeah. How many stock birds do you keep?
It's hard to scan what I've got stock birds there, because I've these birds, I take them off the road and pair them to the national roosters.
I see, yeah.
And then I don't keep stock birds as such. I just they're there, and I often lay by a late bred. If I like a special good late bred, I lay it by, and I don't race it. I just pair it on to some of the birds that's racing, and that's used through the years.
Another nice dude, John.
Aye, I would say he's about my best bird at the moment. He's been 3 times in France. He's won a lot of money to me, and he's won every time. He was 37th Open out of the Rennes National this past year, and he won twice the previous year.
He's a beauty.
So I'm hoping he's a future Gold Award winner, whether he is or not.
What's his favourite nest condition?
Nearly hatching, about 15 days in eggs.
How many babies you breed each season, John?
Oh, well, nowadays, of course, we have this hawk problems, which we have a lot of here. I breed usually about 50, 60 at the outside.
How far do you race them?
I race them as far as I can race them. I mean, unfortunately, our federation seems to be slow down the road compared with other federations. And to go to the Young Bird National, I had to give my young birds a 200-mile jump to the National. I mean, and I won this past year again. I fly them every week. I fly them every week if I can. I mean, just keep them going. I mean, I'm no on the modern methods, you see. I mean, your darkened system and everything, which I know nothing about.
No.
I'll not comment on that one because it might affect their constitution. I don't know, but
No.
I just do the usual old way. Maybe I'm getting out of date now, but they still win.
That's the main thing, mate. It doesn't matter fads.
I mean, I'm not cleaning
no.
up in the club. I don't have 21st and anything like that, but I get my share of wins, so that suits me.
Yeah. A nice do here, John.
Aye, this is a bird that I bought at the dispersal sale of the late Robert Strachan. When Robert died, he was a close neighbour of mine, and we were great friends. And this hen, she'd been 7th out of Sertilly for Robert, and I think it was, I can't tell you the position, it was in the first 40 or 50 at the National out of Wrens. And she's now won twice for me as well. She's won 4 times now. So I'm hoping I can maybe get another win or a couple of wins out and get a gold award for the sake of Robert.
Wonderful. That's a very nice sentiment, that, John. The great John Ellis of Wellbank